Welcome to The Hurt is the Same. My name is Chantel Johnson, and each show is dedicated to my son, Christopher Johnson, who was the 109 homicide right here in Jackson, Mississippi. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to The Hurt is the Same. How y'all doing tonight? As you know, it's supposed to start at 8, but hey, things happen. Got caught by the railroad train again. How y'all doing? I want to thank you for joining me tonight. As always, you could have been anywhere else, but hey, you're here with me. So we going to jump right on into the hottest topics tonight. Y'all get them phones ringing at 1-800-492-5186. My guest is calling while I'm on the air. So, girl, just come on, because I waited. Come on. I'm going to bring you in anytime you pull up. So I can't answer the phone because I'm on the air. Let's jump right on in. Y'all know the hottest topics is always homicides on this platform. I don't even know where to start, but let's start with these Capitol Police. Y'all get the phones ringing, 1-800-492-5186, and tell me what do you think about it and what is your opinion about it. Me, myself, I just want to know, do they have any body cams? So can somebody call in and tell me whether or not the Capitol Police have body cams on them like the regular law enforcement officers are required to have? That's my question. Hey, y'all, they say they shoot first and ask question later. You know, I think they need to be in South Jackson if they doing that. Broad they area. Because the area that they cover are really not no high crime areas. If you ask me, I think they need to be in the high crime areas. But now, once again, that's just my opinion. Other than that, hello, Miss Essie Dukes. How you doing, baby? Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm waiting on my guests. But other than that, as I said, we're going to talk about whatever you want to talk about. And the time is now. And the hurt is the same. It don't make a difference what it is, how it is, how long it's been. And I cannot encourage you mothers who have lost a child enough to get in contact with Miss Felicia Marshall with Grant Me Justice. As I tell you, it don't make a difference how long it's been. It don't make a difference whether or not you have closure. But I can tell you one thing. You can get your lick back. You can literally get your lick back and seek justice for your child if you come over and get with us over at Grant Me Justice. You're going to get some loving, you're going to get some God, and the people that violated you will have accountability. Other than that, as I said, I had a mother that was going to come on, but tonight is church night, as everybody know who attend church on a regular basis. Most prayer nights are on Wednesdays and Thursdays. Hers is on Wednesdays. So as I said, any problem that you have going around the city, what do y'all know anything about this class action lawsuit that has been filed about this water? A lot of citizens, you about to miss the bag, baby. You about to miss the bag. But I tell you who ain't missing the bag, Miss Dukes. Miss Duke's been calling around trying to see about that lawsuit, whether or not the citizens of Jackson qualify for that class action lawsuit. Now, that is the stuff you put your energy in. Now, that is what you put your energy in, chasing the bag and holding these people accountable. Because it's a lot of children around here that has been exposed to lead. It's a lot of our elders who has been exposed to lead. And everybody know what lead does to the human body. Jumping right on in to another topic. We're going to keep it flowing like that water, baby. So, I can't get out this Capitol Police because everywhere I go, I done been to 4 or 5 restaurants, and everybody is talking about they shoot first and ask question later. And as you know, our city councilman, Kenny Stokes, said that it do not need to be a war among the citizens and law enforcement. So call in and let me know what do you think about that and how y'all feel about it. Because I can tell you my opinion, and it's going to be different from everybody else's as always. Because those that's innocent, if anything was wrong, they need to be held accountable. But when it comes to our law enforcement, hey, I got to see some wrongdoing done because they was called in to help us. And the reason why they was called in because things had got out of hand. And the criminals are shooting assault rifles now these days. And most of I'm very familiar with them. And I'm just here to tell you, a lot of people say they aggressive. Well, some of these Thundercats around here, you got to be aggressive with. You know, because seems like our locals just can't do it. So when they call the capital city police in, it seems like to me they called in reinforcements, local reinforcements. And I have heard other citizens say, well, they need to patrol the area that's their jurisdiction in. I say, well, what area is that? They say, well, Fondren, Bellhaven, Eastover, and this here and that there, but it goes further than that. I have seen them in the hoods pulling people over. But the like of respect for law enforcement has went out the window. Now, hey, people who not even criminals, people who can get a regular citation, takes off from the police. You know, nobody has no respect for law enforcement anymore. And those gentlemen and those women, they want to get back home to their families just as well as the criminals do. So I think some things are not this particular incident because I'm not aware of everything of the ins and outs of it. But I can tell you for the law enforcement, people that put their life on the line for the citizens of Jackson every day, they didn't come to play. And I wish Hines and JPD get aggressive. And that way, the criminals will know they are shaking their boots like they do when they go to Madison and Rankin County and Capel County and Jones County and all the surrounding areas where they will have the respect for law enforcement. Because other than that, you will be held accountable for everything and everything that you do. That's why it pays to be a law-abiding citizen. You know? And Essence say, get your child tested for lead and get your paperwork. Oh, most definitely. I think that's about the most important thing that you can do. Most definitely. Because they won't know unless they get them tested. Oh, yeah. So do your research and find out about that class action lawsuit, because there's some people who done already filed. And as I said, first come, first serve. Because you know how, hey, they going to tell you some things and other things you're going to have to research for yourself. But as I said out to the mothers who have lost a child here in many years, you all see how fast these people got stuff done with this water. You see how fast they getting it done. They could have did the same identical thing with homicides. And that's my $1 million question to them. Why didn't they? Moving on to the subject, the joke that the governor made. Wow. Wow. Talk about a hit dog barks, as my friend said. Hey, he said, it's a great time not to be in Jackson. Ain't that something? Ain't that something? Now, those of y'all that can't read between the lines on that, oh, yeah, you flunked special ed and you rode the lit bus. Because he pretty much told you right then, I don't give a rat's ass. And what I'm going to do about it, it's going to be so quiet you can hear a rat piss on cotton. As my granny used to say. Because the like of care was showed within that one statement. You know, and his body language, his spirit, and everything that I felt when I was looking at it, that showed, hey, I don't give a damn. He was down there in front of his people, his buddies, the people that mess with him, that he know that's down with him, and he was expressing his honest feelings. And me, myself, hey, I respect him for being honest. Because some people, every time they tongue move, they putting a lie on their record with Jesus. So one thing about him, he did tell the damn truth now. Now that he did do. Y'all get these phones ringing 1-800-492-5186. My guest, come on, girl. Hey, we gonna flow with you. As I told you, you could have called on the telephone on your way. We could do this thing over the phone, or you could do it in person. I'm calling out all the politicians and all the judges that's running for office. Get at me, and I'm gonna get at you. So you can come get on this platform and tell the citizens why they should vote for you. What are you gonna do, and what are you doing now? I want to give a... All right. All right, y'all. We have a call. Hello. Welcome to the Earth is the Same. Okay. Okay. Oh, likewise, Miss Shay. Thank you. Hello?
Hi, how you doing, Chantel?
Hey, how you doing?
Yeah, I know that.
Speak.
I was calling to talk about this water crisis that we is having in Jackson.
Speak your mind.
Okay,
baby.
y'all lifted, they lifted the boil water alert and said that the water is safe. How is the water safe and we got people out of town saying they're going to keep sending us water until they get it right? So the people out of town must know something that we don't know about this water system. But I want to take you back to back in my days when the water really got messed up. The water got messed up way back there in the 90s. Back when y'all know when Waterland and Rapids was here, all that chlorine in that pool, and they would send them through them systems trying to keep their water clean, but there was too much bleaching and it was eating the machines up.
I remember.
And so, you know, the machines been messed up ever since then. That's why they closed Rapid and Waterland down. Wasn't nothing never wrong with them places. You know what I'm saying? This how far it go back to the water. And as our mayor, for you to do us like that, and you know, they done gave y'all billions of dollars for this water system. I'm talking about 3 times I know of since I've been living in Jackson. They done gave these folks money 3 times for that water system. They supposed to been got that thing fixed over there. They taking that money and parking it, then using it for their own use. And now that it come to show that they ain't never did nothing with the money that they gave them for us to fix this stuff. Now they want to look at the citizens and say, well, okay, well, as long as I spray, well, we ain't going to care about what theirs is right about now. Well, and that's not right. We pay, then they add double taxes on our groceries. I'm talking about you add all these taxes. Where's our money going to? What is y'all doing with it? For it's this water.
I tell you what they doing, what the hell they want. But it gonna take...
No, that's not right, because one thing about it, and I know, I might don't look at it, but I read. I've been reading up on this stuff since I was a little girl. Y'all supposed to been had that water tank over there fixed. That thing supposed to been fixed way back in 1990. They said they gave them money in 2000 for to fix that thing over there. And they gave them money for the water meters that they put out. And they supposed to pay everybody for their water bill. They supposed to pay everybody water bill with it. That's what they don't know. And since black folks can't come together and stand up and go down there and speak up and say nothing, one person ain't going to make a difference. We're going to need a whole community.
Amen. Amen. I spoke with a young lady today that told me that her water bill, first of all, her house is a nice size regular house. And her water bill was $4,000. And now it is up to another $500. And don't number one person there.
Let me tell you something about this. The water system in Jackson. I've been in this house, 2 years? I paid a deposit and everything to get my water transferred. Some young lady come here about a month ago, brought me a water bill for almost $4,000. Something I gotta pay. But I went ahead and got the yellow slip in this pink slip where I paid my deposit and I showed it to baby girl. You gonna have to take that up with the water company. The water company switched it over. That's not my fault. I paid my deposit. They supposed to switch it over.
Oh, they doing what they want to do. They been doing what they want to do.
They was saying the system's so messed up, they so lazy and sorry down there. You know what I'm saying? If you don't want to do your job, get it to somebody want it.
I also know a lady who don't have no meter. When they came around to do the new meters, she didn't have no meter. But she been paying her water bill for 6 years in this house. Faithfully. Now, how in the world can she get a bill with no meter? Make me, you know,
baby, they like that police
make me
told that lady.
understand that.
That police told that lady, baby, you got to take that up with the water company because she got her paperwork. She paid her deposit. That ain't my fault.
But to have
That's
the
on you in the water
audacity,
company.
but to have the audacity to even pull up in your yard and not know that you already went down there and done that. So what your deposit
I
money
did that
went?
when I first moved that.
So what the deposit money went to, make me ask?
When they said it ain't got nothing to do with me, Chantel, I left it alone. It was between her and the water company.
Right.
I wasn't finna go through all that.
Right. It's
As
sad.
long as I got paperwork saying that I paid, like that police said, as long as you got that paperwork saying you paid, leave it alone. They don't deal with it.
Yes, and it's gonna take most citizens like you to speak out. Now let me ask you this question. Do you got any knowledge about the Wingfield incident? A lot of folks been telling me. I don't have any young kids in school, nor do I live over there, but people been calling me.
Some on Wood. It said escalate from something on Wood and led all the way to Wingfield. But you know, Wood is across McDowell. That's a long little piece from Wingfield. That's a good little piece from Wingfield. So I'm trying to figure out what y'all trying to say. But a boy did come on the school premises with a gun. They took it from him.
My God.
He came in through the side door. So they trying to make it look like the incident that started at Wingfield, whatever it ended at Wingfield. But I don't know. However, they cover something up.
Well, a gun and school don't go together. Period. And
But both of the children who got into it, they go to Wingfield.
Where are the parents? Where are the parents?
No, where are your security guards? They're supposed to be at them doors.
Oh, that's
them doors
at the school.
now they said, no. They did say a student opened the door and let the child in there with the gun. Yes, they did. They did say that.
Oh, my. That is scary to a parent.
Yeah.
That is so scary to a parent. You know, week 4 last or something, one of my friend girls was going live, and she was over there at Callaway, where it was the same thing where people were saying there was someone in the school with a gun. You know, kids calling their parents.
No, it wasn't no school. It was a parent threatening the principal or one of them teachers up there. Wow. We had found out there was a parent threatening one of them teachers or principal up there at that school.
And parents.
It was a parent. It wasn't a student.
Parents. Oh, my.
It was a parent. It wasn't no student.
Someone told me that they was literally running at the school or by the school or something, shooting. Right there. No regards for him.
They said that, but I know somebody that went up there that didn't right.
Okay, so that ain't
but we
true.
need to get together. All these parents that got these children out here and scared to speak up about their children need to speak up.
Well, I totally agree. And as I say all the time, the citizens who hadn't had a tragedy from these homicides, you all should be in front of the ones like myself who have already suffered a loss because it haven't came to your door yet. You actually can prevent it by getting involved and know what goes on.
It's going to take more than one person. It's going to take more than one person.
Well,
like that lady said, we can go around, get enough people signed a petition Well, whatever we trying to do, she said, but she gonna have to at least have 500 signals.
Well, you know, when I first started this show, you know, I told everyone if all the mothers got involved who have suffered from homicides since they passed that gun law, and we have not had a homicide rate like we had last year, ever since 95, we could have started a class action lawsuit against the legislator for even passing that law. But nobody believed what I was saying. So now fast forward to the water crisis.
They just passed a law. I was reading on the news that they didn't even fucking read. I mean, screw my line. They didn't even read the law. They just signed off on the law. Don't nobody know what the law is, what the tape read means.
Yeah, most definitely.
They were talking about that on TV, talking about how they're gonna sign off on a law and didn't even read it. They don't even know what the law for. Yeah, I'm telling you.
Yeah, they do pretty much what they want to do.
But they finna mess over us. They finna mess over because they signing laws and don't even know what the laws say.
Yeah, they pretty much do what they want to do. And they been doing it so long and the citizens ain't said nothing. So hell, they done got comfortable with it. They pretty much done got comfortable with it. That's why every aspect of Jackson is crumbled.
They don't pay attention to nothing long. They give them something, they cool with it. But I'll tell you, look at it. They done raised you got to pay 3 taxes now. Where's our tax money going? In the grocery store, the gas station, the dollar store. We paying 3 taxes. For what? What is y'all fixing? What is y'all doing for the citizens with our tax money? Nothing. Nothing. You really not doing nothing with it.
And they ain't been doing nothing with it.
They just pocketing it and taking care of themselves with our money. And we too blind to realize them don't even care really, but then when they say we can't get this and we can't get that, everybody got something to say. Then if y'all get up and stand up for your right and learn your right and what you can vote for and what you can speak up on, then you'll be okay.
I totally agree because I'm going to watch my money. I don't know nothing about nobody else, but I'm going to watch my money and I'm going to keep my assets.
When I seen them folks charge me food stamps when they charged me taxes on my food stamp, I ain't going to lie, I took some receipts to the warehouse and told them that you better do something about this.
But you know what? If you remember, when that stove first came to Jackson, you remember me telling everybody that? I told everybody when I did them numbers, and I realized, I asked the girl at the register. I told her, I got one question, baby. Do that mean what I think it means? And she said, yes, it does. I told her, baby, put all this shit back. Put all of it back. Because y'all is straight looking for a food, baby. I'm like my daddy. Everybody food, honey. You just make sure you ain't there. And they only put it in the black communities. And they only put it in the black communities where they know, for number one, most people not spending no cash. That's what's being spent, mostly EBT, and they getting over on the federal government. No different than the Iranians or the Jews or whatever you want to call them with them hour rooms that's in our community and won't even donate a book bag. Won't even give a pencil back. But nobody says nothing because they donate to these campaigns. They give their money to the people that's in office because they ain't getting to nobody else. And the people in office, as they say, they folk on the hustlers. I know a folk on the hustler when I see one. Just as well as I know if you getting over on me with my money. You know? But nobody else says nothing. Just like with these homicides. You might can tell 1 or 2 mothers or 5 or 10 or 20 mothers anything. But if you got 200 to 300 mothers standing out there at one time, you'll be writing a letter to the governor and the governor be writing a letter to the president just like they did with this water. But see, they not going to do that because then y'all will wake up and realize it's a class action lawsuit for you too. Just like with voting.
See, this is what they finna do. Now, this is when they finna do something about the war, because everybody gonna want them some of this little change. They finna give them. Everybody finna jump on this little chain, and they finna get them some of this change. Now they gonna do something because they gonna give you something for it. See, that's how they look at it, and that's how they label us, and we just fall right in their trap every time, even though we need it, but still. We should have been doing something before this man even came to Mississippi to even say something about the war.
I totally agree. I totally agree. And you see the gunshots were down there on the governor's mansion, and hey, he said something went right on back in the house because it didn't affect him. And I tell folks all the time.
You see what he said about us? He glad he ain't in Jackson. I can't wait to get him out of office.
Oh, yes. Well, first things we got to do is start voting. We got to get our people back to vote. Now, the Jezebels and Cumbuckers is not teaching these children. The Canaanite descendant, they not teaching these children. When you turn 18, go vote and vote the right way. Do your education and your research on these candidates. See what they have done now, not what they gonna do. We have a great big important election coming up for these judges. And when you
if Midnight rest her soul, if Midnight could tell us in 2005 that South Jackson was gonna be the new out west, she already seen it coming before it came. We already knew what was coming. We just had to give a prayer for, but nobody want to listen to me because they say I talk too much. I don't know what I be talking about. But now you want to listen and then pay attention because I've been trying to tell them my whole time. Get yourself together. Get all your ducks in a row. Get right. No, this ain't going to be like this. No, this ain't how it's going to be. And so it's Midnight said the South Jackson's a new out west and baby is going down here. We were going to lose business and everything in South Jackson. Well, and I saw she said it so kind.
Well, you know, I worked for a guy that used to own the whole building back in the day that's across the street from WMPR. And when I started working for him, he asked me, Chantel, do you know where Western Plaza at? I said, yeah, I know where Western Plaza at. He said, you know, I used to own that whole mall strip right there long time ago. He said, there used to be a lady over there that had a beauty shop that used to rent from me. Said she was a black lady. He said, I came to collect my rent one day, and she told me, I'm not giving you now a dime. This place is going down. In the next 3 to 5 years, it's going to be worse than a third world country. And he told me that was back in 81. And he rolled through there in West Jackson. And he said, Chantel, I never thought I'd speak this, but I thank God my wife is not alive to see what this community have came to. And he said it ain't got nothing to do with color. It's got something to do with the mindset of the people. He said because color people and white people, we have always got along and worked together and built together because we had one thing in common, taking care of our families. We both wanted good education for our families. We both wanted our kids to have stuff that we didn't have and be able to have access to a good education. And now we have strayed away from all of that. All of that. And I think it's because it's no accountability nowhere. Everybody is pretty much doing what they want to do, how they want to do it, with no consequences. So we getting back to holding people accountable. And as I say, as y'all know my slogan, hold a mirror up. Show them what they did. You is
that's why they always talking about why this and why this.
Right. And nobody else says anything. You know, if I would have had a child over there at Wingfield, oh, they would see me every single day. Somebody would tell me, what are you going to do different so this won't happen anymore? Because one thing for sure and two things for certain, the Lord give warnings before destruction. Each event that we have
Well,
in our life shows us what we can correct before the storm comes.
well, first thing I would suggest them to do if they want to start something to correct them, so when they get mad at their parents, instead of them yelling at them and screaming at them, calmly and talk to them and see what's making them act the way they act.
Yes, indeed. Well,
You know, because I know I pay attention when I do it. When I do it to my children, they don't even want to talk to me no more. So when I talk to them calm and try to see what's wrong with them, I get a good response.
most definitely, because they going to feed off the energy that you get them. And they're learning. And most definitely, you know, even as kids get older, they want love. Love fix it all. That's all that I know. And when a kid acts out and a kid is doing something, it is something that's underlying problem that's causing it. In society nowadays, kids are not loving and nice and friendly like it used to be. Now, everybody.
And most angry children is children that need to be loved. Most angry children, they don't think they're loved properly.
Most definitely, they getting hollered at school. They getting hollered at home. They getting hollered at with the neighbors. They getting hollered at the store. Until black kids are raised to show no weakness. When it's all right to show weakness, it's all right to cry. It's all right to say, you know what, I'm having a bad day. Or today, I just want to go in my room. I don't want to talk to nobody today. You know, today I just want to put my headphones on and be in my own zone without somebody coming in there saying, hey, what's wrong with you? Or this here and that, and this here and that. It's called me time. Until now, all the kids, you know, they just have to do, they have to literally be grown before their time. And it's not fair, especially these teenagers. These teenagers, let me tell you something. The parents and the guardians, they are worse than them. So you got to lead by example. And it all starts in the house and spread abroad. You know.
And let me say this to these parents with these parents with 3 or 4 kids. Stop showing your oldest kids the love you used to show them and pay the younger ones more attention, because that is affecting them too.
Yes, it is.
When you show the younger ones more attention than you show the older ones, and they try to get your attention, but you mainly focus on your younger ones, that's not cool too. That play a big part up in it too.
I totally agree.
So you know you gotta still treat them the same way you would treat them for them younger ones same in the future.
You know, my boys, you know, I did it so much to them till now they do it to me. You know, my baby boy, he come in there and he'll hug on me and kiss me on my cheek and tell me, Mama, I love you. And hey, my middle boy, he do the same thing because they know I'm going to love on them. I'm going to love on them, baby.
I see a lot of that going around.
I'm going to love on them
you got
equally.
younger children. Yeah, because you got younger children, even though I know you're supposed to pay more attention to them because they smarter, but still, your older kids are just important as the smartest ones.
And guess
just
what?
Important.
And they're going through life changes where they actually need you more now than ever. You know, I used to have a saying with my older kids as they got older, and my granny used to use it. As a child, I used to can stand you up in the corner and beckon for you and tell you to come to mama. When you get older, you stand up on your own and I beckon for you and you come to mama. So it's the same identical thing when they little and when they big. And that's what my granny used to say. And even as a grown person, we sometimes have to go to mama. I'm 44, and I have to go to mama. And I have to go to my aunties and my cousin. You know, it's just something about laying in my auntie bed in that Paul Bunyan that takes my mind back to a comfort zone when I was a kid. It's something about laying in my mama's bed when I'm having a bad day. I can go over there and lay across the foot of that bed and I'm in heaven. You know, so even as an adult, when you blessed to have your parents, show them love. And they gonna always love you. You know, my dad used to have a saying. My dad used to have a saying when it came to marriage. My daddy used to say, Chantel, before you marry somebody, you make sure if it's $1 million policy in this hand and you laying up there unconscious in this hand, you make sure that that person gonna take you over that $1 million policy, because once you get married, you take it out your parents' hand. And I have always stuck to that, and guess what? I don't trust nobody enough if I'm laying up there unconscious and know you ain't gonna take that money. I just ain't met nobody. So thank God that one of my parents is still living. But the one who taught me that, he installed it. And he set the level up so high to where I would have to find one who already got it. And even then you got to see whether or not they'll add to it or whether or not they'll subtract. So it's many variants to it. But I want to keep encouraging the citizens to get involved. We got so many different problems around here in this city to where you can get involved with the trash, you can get involved with the water, you can get involved with the homicides, you can get involved with the schools. Hell, you can get involved with the newspaper. It's just
we need them to get involved with the schools. And let me tell them this before you end your show. You know the reason why they closing down our Jackson Public School? Because y'all taking the children out of Jackson Public School, put them in private school, and once y'all try to send them back, they don't ask our children back to Jackson Public School. So that's why they said they're going to keep on closing these schools.
And they close some.
So y'all parents think about that. While y'all sending y'all children to private school, you really taking the Jackson Public School from our kids.
And not only that, private school ain't all that, because it's the individual that's in the school. It ain't the building, it's the individual. So when people go to saying bad school,
they in the Jackson Public School District.
Right, but one thing about public schools, the community's supposed to be involved with the public schools.
See, that's what they don't know. See, I had to do my research on that, too, because I was like, why are they instead of closing all these schools? So I did my little research on it because we taking our children out, put them in the private school, but what we didn't know was when we took them out of private school and sent them back to Jackson Public School, they was not adding your child back to Jackson Public School.
Right.
Your child might was going to Jackson Public School, but it wasn't added downtown back in the like it's supposed to be. Because it was all these schools would have reopened back up when y'all sent y'all children back to public school.
In the schools they closed, I thought were some of the good schools, especially George.
And
they were some of the best schools. Hell, I remember paying for Chris a damn cab to go to George from the large apartments. I'm talking about I literally paid for a cab. I literally paid for a cab from McDowell.
I moved over there in them apartments just so my baby can go to George.
That's what I'm trying to tell you now. So all the schools that they was closing, I'm like, especially the elementary schools, I was like, what the hell is going on? This is a 5-star school.
So they ain't have enough students in them areas to fill them schools in enough because their mama took them out and put them in the private school.
And I'm like, who?
So they have no choice but
Right, but what I'm saying is, who gonna take a child out of a public 5-star school to put him in a private?
All these all these people in Jackson because they done it.
That is crazy. The private school
got more buses than JPD.
Let me tell you something about a private school that I learned about someone who went to private school. The family bragged on it. Oh, they bragged on it. Oh, they take trips. Oh, they do this. Oh, they do that. Money ain't the problem. And baby, let me tell you something. They were from the outside looking in. When I got in the inside looking out, that same child came from private schools. in a suburban area outside of Jackson and came to Jackson and tested for Jackson and was below Jackson Public School. So how can you come from a private school and be tested in Jackson Public School and you score lower? And you score lower in Jackson Public Schools. So it's all for show.
My baby went there. As smart as my baby is, she never got an honor class and none of that. Now my baby over there and she in honor classes and everything. I said, they ain't going to teach her nothing over there. That's why she wanted to come from over there.
And what I'm telling you is, these folks come from the surrounding areas. Quote unquote, the best schools and best private schools known to mankind. And then come over here to Jackson and you below grade average. So you know what that tells somebody like me? They was passing that child on just because they was getting paid. When they got over here to Jackson Public School, the free schools, the teachers over here started working with that child to bring that child up to par. But the family knew the whole time that he or she was below grade average. But just for show and for to pay that money and to say, my baby go to a private school. My baby go to a private school in Madison. My baby go to a private school in Brandon or in Clinton. And then when they come over here, they below grade average. Now Jackson Public School teachers are trying to work with them, spending their time after school to bring your child up to par when you just got them out this private school where you were paying for, and they went to them damn day after school. When their time was up, it's checkout time, go on. See you tomorrow. Whatever your parents don't do at home.
They don't teach these children the way they taught us when we was going to Brown and Rowan. They don't teach them like we was taught.
Oh no, they don't even teach
in the third grade, and he's just not doing multiplication. We did multiplication in first and second grade when I was in school.
And I tell you something else, I ain't seen no books. I guess everything laptop. I ain't seen a book.
I see a workbook.
I ain't seen a book in 17 years.
A math workbook. I see a math workbook.
But my boys in college and they got books. They got books in college.
I don't see them read it. What happened to the little English book they used to give us in second and third grade? I don't see my children them never come home with them one of them.
That's just like with courtesy right. That's just like with courtesy right. I taught my boys myself. Well, of course, coming out of a family that had a daycare center for 80 years, early childhood development is a must in my family. A child gonna learn before they go to school, before they go to Head Start, before they go to kindergarten in my family. Cause that's just how we roll. We got a daycare center, and at the daycare center, you learn. You do your after school homework there. And when it's time for you to start Head Start or school, you already know everything that you're supposed to know. You know? But a lot of people not even sending their kids to Head Start. And it's free. So as a community, we just got to get back to handling each of our households the right way and our community. You know, that's just like all of these churches. I said a long time ago, if each city councilman get with all the pastors in their neighborhood that owns a church and go door to door and talk to these citizens and make sure that they register to vote and make sure they got knowledge of who to vote for, a lot of changes will be done around here because Jackson is not big at all. We don't have an east side. I keep trying to tell people that our east side is Rankin County. So we are 3 slice pie with a whole bunch of dots in the middle of it. And we literally got more churches around here than anything. And the black churches, the white churches, the Hispanic churches, the Asian churches, everybody gonna have to come together that's got this warm blood flowing through their body in order for us to start making a change around here, around Jackson, and standing on it and holding these people accountable. But I hope and pray y'all don't get out there and vote these people right back in.
I would love to see that.
Because voting these same people back in, you do the same thing, I promise you, you're going to get the same outcome. You're going to have to do something different in order to do a different outcome. And I never seen my people so scared of change. It used to be, we used to change in a blink of an eye. We used to know how it worked. We used to know, hey, I got to make a paycheck to go so I can take care of my family. This job here ain't working. I'm going to me another job if this job paying 10 or 15 or 15 cents better. Now, we done got so content where we'll stay on the job 15 years that ain't gave you a raise in 15 years. But they'll bring somebody else in. But they'll bring somebody else in over you for you to train, making more than you. But you don't say nothing. Because the loyalty is there. So we got to just change everything.
Like that right now.
Huh?
I know some guys like that right now.
Yeah. But nobody says nothing about it. Just like these homicides. Nobody says nothing about it. I've been asking mothers to get involved before I got on this side.
My job might was a little bit different from the other job, but you weren't going to pay me the same thing you paid them. I had to get paid more than them because I was doing more than them.
Because you know your worth.
I ain't going to pay you. I know minimum wage will be $15. You can pay me now on $12. I don't care what it is.
And a lot of citizens feel like you feel. Even if they work 40 hours a week, if they ain't making the money hourly with the average bills that they pay, as for myself, I just added two more bills to myself.
I'm just saying, y'all see everything started going up. Why y'all won't give us a $15 pay raise? Everything started going up. Even fast food started going up. Oh my God.
Why
they won't give us a little $15?
Well, it's the governor. It's the governor.
It seems like they don't want us to make it. They don't want us to make it because they started raising every motherfucking thing. Don't want to give us a pay raise, and you motherfuckers still want to pay a motherfucker $10 an hour, motherfucker, when you should be paying us $15. Oh, screw me. I forgot I was on this one.
And the thing about it, take the time, baby, because right over here, I heard it's the same. You say what you want to say, how you want to say it, and when you want to say it. And we going to do it like Nike. Just do it. So just say it. Because you a taxpaying citizen, living here, raising children, a grandmother. So yes, your opinion matters. It matters on this platform. And hey, say what you want to say, how you want to say it, because it's feelings. And that's another thing that we have black folks and colored people is made and raised to not to show no weakness, be strong. But guess what? When something bothers me, I'm going to speak on it. Because it's right and wrong. It ain't no if, and, buts, or maybes. That's why they don't have them in the Bible. That's why it's yes or no, right or wrong. And now everybody just don't care. It's all the lack of care. This homicide rate is almost to 100 again. And Christmas and Thanksgiving ain't even close yet. And everybody know what time, what season that is for people who trying to get stuff for their children for Christmas and don't have no money and willing to take what the next man got.
The national guard come down here. And my thing is, y'all riding right past these young boys in these cars, 3 or 4 cars deep, and y'all know they got these big old guns in the car. Y'all won't even pull them over, but y'all quick to throw up a roadblock and mess with a citizen that's trying to make it home from work or trying to make it back to work off their lunch break. But you won't stop them, get them tickets and tow their car, but you ride past the killer, the shooter, the nigga who pried and everything. You ride right past, look them dead in their face and keep on going.
Well, I think the Capitol Street Police need to be in South Jackson. If they were going to put them in whatever they should have put them in, they should have put them in the high crime area. Because, seemed like to me, they didn't come to play. And if one of them draw down on them, most of them are Uncle Sam made and Uncle Sam trained. So I think,
like I told that sergeant, if y'all when y'all see these boys 3 or 4 niggas in the car deep, why y'all just want to put them up? You know they got guns in the car.
yeah, but it's an open carry law. But as you say, out of one of them, somebody a convicted felon and they don't supposed to have it. So
They ain't got no paper to carry no loaded gun in their car.
I understand all that. But see, that's when the citizens got to start calling in and say, hey, this tag number so-and-so, so-and-so, I just left the store and it looked like it didn't look right to me. I see 4 assault rifles with 4 gentlemen at 9 o'clock in the morning.
I did that once before. At the store up there on Raymond Road, me and my baby in the store, the nigga jump out of the car with this big old chopper. Then you go standing right over there by my 1-year-old daughter with this gun. God snapped down that phone, man, look at me like you said, shut up for you. I don't give a damn about no gun. If that gun go out, that bully gonna have to come back up. My baby standing right there. I said, don't do that. Don't do that. I went out in that store on that boy.
Well, that's a real
and
mother.
I took a picture of his car and gave it to that side. You can, because that's my little girl. I'm talking about all the room in the store, son. So this nigga went all the way over there. He had to go by my baby. I don't play that.
But see, that's what I'm saying.
And then nigga, if somebody do get after you, they gonna shoot you because you got to raise this big long ass gun up to shoot. You better stop me and my baby trying to shoot them niggas.
Yeah, but see, guess what? So many other mothers go in the store and act like they don't see it and don't care.
Well, baby, I know he felt me that day. That young nigga felt me that day. Then the boy, we gonna try to say, why you got caught? Nigga, you seen him get caught with that gun because he had to get the gun out the car first before he got out. That's how big the gun was.
And guess what? And that's what the ER doctors talk about. The ER doctors related to me to come back to let the hood know when your loved one come through that ER with a gunshot wound from an assault rifle, it's nothing they can do. They are trained to do everything they can for you with a handgun. But when you come through that ER with an assault rifle, guess what? It's like a grenade hitting the body. And y'all, we got to go on a commercial break. So, Essie, you can hold on and keep talking at the commercial, or you can call me back. It's up to you, but you can hold on. Our commercial will be airing and we'll be right back.
Okay.
Let's read and learn together. Meet Mason. Written by Sherry Tate. Illustrated by David. Mason is a young, inspired learner. Walk with him as he uses his 5 senses to explore the world around him. Your young one can learn to identify shapes, numbers, letters, and more with Meet Mason. Available now on Amazon.com.
Hello, welcome back to The Earth is the Same. I want to thank my caller for calling tonight and getting involved. It's greatly appreciated. Her family is from here, a predominantly good family here that's raising kids and grandkids. And as you all know, as I told you, if you know someone who has lost a child in Jackson or surrounding areas, tell them get in contact with Miss Felicia Marshall with Grant Me Justice. If you know someone who need a housekeeper, as you know, Heavenly Hands Cleaning Service has been in business, referrals only. But hey, we licensed and bonded, baby. We doing commercial buildings now, baby. So holla at your girl, 770-866-3683. For is the update on my son's case. 1 down, 3 to go. Actually, this past weekend was a year anniversary. So keep myself and other families involved who have lost a child. Get involved. That's the best thing I can tell y'all. Please go register to vote. Know the candidates that you are voting about. Anybody that's running, city councilman or anything, hey, y'all get in contact with me. I spoke with a gentleman tonight at Redeemer Church. I love the love that y'all show over there at Redeemer Church on Northside Drive. I enjoyed y'all tonight. I enjoyed the band. I enjoyed everything. And hey, I just love the love. Y'all stay tuned Tell a friend and tell a friend. If you want to be a guest on the show, get in contact with me at 770-866-3683. We talk about what you want to talk about. You make the topics. And I try to stay within anything from Wednesday to Wednesday. Hopefully I'm going to try to get my son on here so I can interview him. That would be great. Both of them. Anybody else that have something to talk about, I want to talk about a follow-up on one of the previous shows of Miss Leslie. Her sister will be coming back giving you all an update on her case. Keep her and your family in prayers. Keep praying for her. God is in charge. And, hey, she got some real prayer warriors that's praying for her speedy recovery and keeping her family lifted and in positive and in good vibes and good spirit. I want to thank them for reaching back out to me, letting me know that they will be following up back with me. Babe, I've been eating and drinking all day. I'm so full. I want to thank y'all. Stay tuned till Friday from 7 to 8 p.m. We'll be back, steady talking about anything in the community. Treat people the way you want to be treated and love on somebody. Toodaloo. Say his name, Christopher.